Have seen on Twitter, Jeff Koinange has been trending over the last few days, and I do all the trending things. So when a brother's missing, somebody's got to come and help him out. I wonder if Shiny Head can last in the cell, in prison. We'll have to wait and see about that. But in the meantime, this is the rumble in the online jungle. Two of the biggest names in the online space. Are they enemies? Are they friends? Do we know for sure? Well, they're both on the bench. So let's ask them. First off, the blogger turned State House Insider, presidential BFF, Nini Nini. He's got all of us together. Dennis Itumbi. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing, man?
And my sometimes frenemy, he's a controversial, influential person on the social media space. If you're online in Kenya, you must have heard of him. Newspaper stories are done about him. TV stories are done about him. And he's here in person, Rbert Alai. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, I should do Jeff. So, tell me. Rbert and Dennis, do you speak?
Oh, first before you answer that, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
You haven't been on my show in a while, so I had to come and look for you on the bench.
Fantastic. Ah, good. Me and Robert know each other very
I have
well.
noted that, by the way, I'm sure you've interviewed him, you've had this interactions many times.
Yes,
you notice his shirt is not fitting very well anymore.
Actually reduced. I'm actually reduced.
You have?
Yeah.
It's reducing, you know.
Okay, hang on. Before you do that, let's now start this show properly. Jeff Koinange Live starts right now. All right, welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live. Oh my. Am I doing it right?
Yes.
I'm doing it right.
I think you're doing it.
Let's start from the top. What relationship do you two have? Do you talk beyond what we see the spats on Twitter?
I think we talk. We talk a lot. You know, we talk more than everybody imagine. We talk almost every month. But
Almost
at least,
every
yes,
month.
yes.
That's
at
not
least
very
a month,
friendly.
Yes.
What relationship do you have with Robert, Dennis?
Robert is one of the biggest bloggers online. No one can assume. I mean, today
Are you talking figuratively or literally?
Literally. I
Literally.
mean, okay, yeah, figuratively, by the way. I mean, today on my timeline on Facebook, I saw someone try to say, why are you appearing with Rbert Alai?
Yes.
It reduces your stature. And I replied and said, look, if you're ignoring Robert, then you're not on this space. Robert is a mover. Whether he's running a blog, whose name we shall not mention here, or running his own platforms, he is a mover.
So you don't think this is reducing your stature to appear alongside him?
I appear with every single citizen in Kenya, even one who is not known anywhere. So Robert, who is known, I have no issues.
How many blogs do you have exactly, Robert?
Personally,
Yes.
I think I have only, I could say maybe 2 or 3.
Which ones are they?
Rbert Alai on Facebook. I know what you want me to say. So
No.
But
Just,
basically,
are
you
they
know,
all publicly known?
They are all publicly known, but you know, with the issues of policing the internet in the country, so it's very challenging sometimes to come out. But we are not intending to break any law. I would say so. Yes. So I would leave it at that.
So you don't want to mention all the 2 or 3 blogs you mentioned that you run?
I run Tekmta.
You run Tekmta?
Yes, that's it.
Which is a technology blog?
Yes, that's my business. It's my business. My business is Tekmta.
Are there any others that you're also associated with?
I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter. Larry, how many blogs do you run?
I run one blog, larrymadowo.co.ke.
And a nation one.
And the Nation, yes, nation.co.ke/larrymadowo. That's all. Since going into State House, you're not really much of a blogger anymore. So the title blogger is not really the title we should give you.
Well, the nation called it Glogger, so maybe they're trying to invent something. But the digital space, whether in State House or outside State House, remains largely the same. It's the content that changes and the stature, the language, and the design of it that changes. So you would say probably the chief government blogger for now, and I know you gentlemen at one time will occupy that in posterity because we don't intend to stay there for long. We intend to have term limits on it.
So what exactly do you do, really? What is your day-to-day like?
That's a question that's asked of me every time, every day.
Because it's still a mystery to a lot of people.
Yeah, and I will not go on national TV to answer it. Instead, I'll give you an appointment and come, let's spend a day together and see what we do day to day. Then you can help me tell the story. Even the best journalists cannot tell their own story.
Having a blog at State House was supposed to be a good thing. Has Dennis been a good force for a force for good, being so close to power?
Yeah, it depends on who you're speaking to, because there are people who consider that Dennis, you know, which side of the divide are you? You're on the side of the government or the critics of the government? So I think the bloggers on the opposition side believe that Dennis has not done good. But on the government side, and also people are just sitting, they know he has done good. Personally, I think that Dennis has, it's a precedence. Because even for me now, going home, I have to explain to my parents, my guardian, what do I do? I'm a blogger. What is a blogger? You know, it's very challenging still. So having a blogger in State House, at least for us, it's an industry first in the country. So
Actually, let me tell you something. The Public Service Commission has yet to recognize bloggers as a cadre of profession. So even journalists, by the way, we have public communication officers and information officers, but we don't have journalists as a recognized profession within the cadre of PSC, and neither do we have bloggers or digital strategists for that matter. It's a conversation that we're going to struggle, and within the 5 years, we will have introduced bloggers as an acceptable cadre of profession and with an entry point into government. So it's
as a government position?
Yes, it is something that's going on well. I mean, now every government ministry has adopted social media persons. Just recently, you've seen almost every ministry advertising for social media people. I mean, so it's something that we are really...
Whoa! Whoa! Well, look who's out.
I'm telling you, man. Guys, it's tough. It's tough being a guest of the state.
So you just got out.
It was a long walk from committee, guys.
You just got out of committee right now.
Goodness. But you know the problem with having someone like Larry on this show? He's taken over, man. I can go home.
The show must go on.
The show must
right?
go on.
So, how was being a guest of the state like?
Oh my.
wow,
In fact, I've changed the line. I'm like, listen to this.
Yes.
I met a guy called Nyamai.
yes,
Oh, really?
Who was arguing for the other side.
yes,
Calling me a flight risk,
Oh, you're a flight risk.
a dangerous man, all sorts of things he was telling the judge.
Yeah.
So I told him, you know what, I've changed my line. It's no longer oh my wamai, it's oh my nyamai.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, they treated me very well. By the way, Alai, all of us except Larry have something in common. We've all been the guests of the state.
That's a like boy.
What is well, I'm in the, what is this, the annual meeting of the Jailbird convention?
There's someone on Twitter who said we should call this the Jailbird edition.
The Jailbird edition. So I just walk out and you can swap prison stories.
Yes,
Nothing
exactly.
happened to Jeff, by the way. It's just an afternoon and he was gone, man.
yes.
Was it
You
an
should try a full weekend in there where you taken into even prison for remand. Then you realize what it is.
Have you been?
Yeah.
A full weekend?
Industrial area, full
Yes.
weekend.
Inda?
Yes.
Robert?
I've been there.
Inda?
Yes, last year, late last
wow.
year.
What was it like?
Very good. They treat you well.
What, did they know you?
I think the prison has changed. It is not what it used to be.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Really?
The
Yes.
cell or the prison?
The prison. The cell is very bad, still very bad. But the prison is
Yeah.
good. It's
And
very
the
good.
food? How's the food?
Yeah, the food is, you know, it's
It's
the
edible.
cabbage and ugali.
yes.
That's what you serve.
It's edible.
Yes, it's edible.
Dennis?
Well, my experience was slightly different. He was there last year, slightly different in there, but well, I would agree with him the fact that prisons are undergoing a transformation that is visible for
Yes.
people who visit there. But immediately you get into a lorry and padlock is put onto that bus or lorry, and then you see Rai Madowo walking outside there holding a beautiful girl by the hand in the streets. You suddenly realize the value of freedom. Freedom goes immediately. Those gates of prison open and close, and you suddenly need to hand over your clothes, and you're given a new set of clothes. Even in remand, by the way, these days they give you that. That is a shirt, change
Right.
of clothes. That is not even the hardest part. Once you get into that cell with a singular light that goes off and on at a timing that is not, you're not advised on.
Were you alone at your time? Were you in the cell?
No, when I got into the cell, I got 4 gentlemen who told me they were carjackers and they're there as carjackers. And
Oh, wow.
the first guy
Very
told me
encouraging.
I was the guy who was commanding the carjacking and the robbery consequently. And now I was supposed to explain why I'm there, and I was there for a blog, you know. It's very difficult to explain.
The worst thing in prison, if you are taken to the side of the petty offenders,
Yep.
you know, the rapists, the pickpockets, the chicken thieves,
Yeah.
that's the worst side, because they treat those people very badly. But the carjackers, the capital offense people, they treat them at least better.
Right.
So everybody would like to go on that side. That's the challenge of prison. You would expect the carjackers, the killers,
Yeah.
to be treated
Just
bad, yes, but they're treated the best way.
Did they know who you were?
Yes, some prison officers know. You know, at least the word goes around.
Yes.
Oh, there's a blogger. And also, you know, when people are making noise on Twitter, the prison officers are on Twitter. Yes, yeah.
But Jeff was treated very nicely. He was offered tea.
I was offered tea.
He was offered tea.
Can you imagine?
His cousin. His cousin.
No, a lie. So why was I there in the first place?
You know, I like the fact.
Yeah.
I think the president is realizing that somebody has to go inside. A minister has to go inside. If you call me today and you're the brother to the president will say that, let him stay inside. So that at least he's seen to be doing something. But the cry for us has been that, why is nobody going to prison?
Yes.
People have actually always said he's a Kenyatta, Jeff. So having a Kenyatta into prison was good.
Prison was good.
Wow, how the times have changed. Has the president called to offer his support?
I've been looking on Twitter all
Has
day.
he tweeted perhaps?
He was only looking at Obama.
Is he tweeting Obama? You don't rank in his radar, man.
No, I don't. Alai, speaking of arrests,
Yes.
and Dennis, you can jump in at any point. The president gave a speech on February 24th.
Yes.
People will be arrested or giving you 60 days. He gave an ultimatum. 60 days comes up this weekend on Sunday, on the 24th. Alai, no one's been arrested so far, and it doesn't look like so far.
It's bad.
Huh?
It's bad. It's bad. You know, we call it the PR presidency. And you know, Dennis is part of the PR.
Correct.
I saw it written somewhere that PSU is supposed to send some people home. I hope it's not Dennis. Because I know where the
Do
problem
you hope it is Dennis?
No, I hope it's not Dennis.
Yes.
Because at least we should have, you know, people of a certain level there. I know there was those who are pushing things in this country. You know, everybody tells you that the person who is the president is not actually the leader. There are people behind the presidency. You know, there are advisors, the influential guys behind the presidency. And if you see the way they have handled EACC, nobody is going to jail. Nobody is going to jail. You know, if you're sending commissioners away from a commission, then you're saying that the work can continue. Then why do you have the commissioners? If the commission can work without the commissioners, we should at least return the commissioners back. You know, it's called who? The guy cannot stay, and Irene, yes,
Matemu
and Onsongo cannot,
yeah.
yes, and then let's have new guys. But the fact is that as long as those people are away, then everybody knows that the whole fight is PR. Yes.
Dennis, you want to jump
Dennis
in?
brought his documents.
Look at that. You saw
And they're color-coded. Like each one has a category. This one he's holding is under CIC.
Yes, it is important for us to have discussions of matters of state with facts, because I belong to the category where I can only back up my arguments with proper documentation. Unlike Alai, who can run with anything and goes with it.
So you're saying Alai never lets facts get in the way of the
well,
story?
once in a while he gets it wrong, which is allowed for bloggers, because the freedom of expression and journalism allows for people to make mistakes. That is why you apologize the next day if you make a mistake. But governors has no place for mistakes. You can only learn from everything you do. So anyway, from what he says about EACC commissioners, first of all, that is wrong. The law is very clear. You can have commissions with part-time commissioners, which basically means commissions can run without commissioners. Number two, who wrote the CIC advisory that said that the EACC cannot run? Is it someone related to a person who is implicated in the corruption scandals? Number two, what does the law actually say in Article 79? And what does it say in Article 250? What I'll do, because I know we have limited time,
give us documents.
I'll give Alai a document to go and publish in his blog. Because at the end of it, I will I'll supply Alai with a lot of documents that he can run a blog for the next one.
color-coded.
Color-coded, my friend.
See, this is what I'll say.
You know, this is the Patney strategy. You remember when Patney went to court with documents full of from a pickup?
Yeah.
That's what Dennis is doing.
No,
it's a
but
very nice strategy.
This one is titled CIC Advisory Fatally Polluted by Conflict of Interest by Eric Ngeno, the president's speechwriter.
Yes. I'll tell Alai this.
That's the opinion
I
of
agree.
somebody. That's like a
I come
blog.
at the Golden Bar Commission as a journalist, and I agree with him about the Patney strategy, about coming with 2 pickups full loaded with documents. But what I'm going to give him today will prove to him that I am not a Patney. I'm giving him facts which he can challenge. I've given him an article of the Constitution, and I'll summarize this and say this. Any commission in this country can run without commissioners. The CEO of EACC, for instance, is the man who runs EACC. As to whether the 60 days, which was the original question, even the president himself says it is not his place to determine the guilt or otherwise of any of the individuals that he mentioned. There must be a positive conspiracy of institutions of state and individuals for us to fight corruption to the end. Let me take you to a history, Jeff. In 1952, that is when Kenya adopted the first anti-corruption law. That was pre-independence Kenya. So corruption was a fact before even independence.
And it remains a fact today.
It remains a fact. In 1991, President Moi formed what he called a special corruption commission to investigate corruption. In 1991 was just a year before the multi-party elections. Of course, it was disbanded later, and we all know for the reasons. We don't have to go to the specific reasons on why that was done. In 1997, Golden Bar came, and again, we formed a commission. In 2003, when the former President Kibaki took power, he fired all procurement officers because he wanted to address corruption at that level. In 2009, Anglo-leasing came. What happened again? There was again a reshuffle. Remember, that was again a year before we did our referendum. For the first time in post-independence Kenya, in fact Africa and the world in general, a president stood in parliament, detailed corruption, admitted corruption, and beyond admitting, attached a confidential list of 175 names to be investigated. This country went to a referendum in 2010, August 2010. In that referendum, backed by arguments of people like Rbert Alai, because I was in the north side, people argued and said, we do not want an imperial presidency. Hatutaki mwalimu number one, mkulima number one, footballer number one. And on that basis, the president cannot then name names, be the investigator, and be the prosecutor. Jeff,
go on,
in
Larry.
2009...
Go on, Larry. Go on, interject.
But Jeff, the problem here is that 175 names were given out. Not one of them has appeared in court.
Not
Fine,
one.
The president is not
Leave alone that.
etc.
After the president gave that, Garissa University happened. Then after that, president ordered that 10,000 people be taken to police college. These 10,000 people were stopped from going to the police college because of corruption. You remove 175, you bring 10,000 corrupt people. That's a challenge. You know, the challenge we have. The one thing I've appreciated about the presidency is the fact how they have handled the challenge of handling the JKI. You have seen how the president has handled the JKI. And for a fact, that one with the Huduma centers, I really appreciate with the Jubilee government. They have handled it so well that after JKI fire, I thought that JKI was down. But you saw when the president was recently going to Jordan, he was told that the entry point was finished. And the president didn't believe. So the president walked back
to see.
What has actually happened. And he saw and he said that, why do you tell me that it's finished and it's not working? The automatic entry and closure
for us to our viewers to follow us, we must go systematically. We cannot move from corruption.
Listen,
we
we're dealing about corruption.
It's about corruption.
It's about corruption.
Just like the buses.
Just listen.
Okay.
Then after that, the president came back, found that the buses, there's a challenge of hiring 5 buses at 11 million per month. So the president ordered that these people be arrested and be prosecuted.
And today, 6 have been sent home. 6 managers, including the MD, Lucy Mbugo, have been sent home from the board. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. At least I didn't know that.
I'll go back to where
Dennis, hold that thought. Hold that thought, because we've got to pay some bills.
You know you're not really here. This is still my show.
Oh, that's right, Larry. Go ahead.
This is still my show.
My bad.
However, before I leave...
Larry, stay on, man.
No.
We love it here. We love you here, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because the last time I came on here,
yes,
I said John Mutudo owed me money, and he sent me 60,000 shillings.
Next day.
The very next day.
So maybe some people owe us some money.
If anybody owes you money, this is a good point to
Larry,
just
you're staying on, man. Let's go to commercial. Go.
All right. Jeff Koinange live. Oh my. We'll be right back. Right here on KTN.
How about tweeting? Let's tweet.
Oh, okay.
At Ole Itumbi, at Rbert Alai, at Larry Madowo, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag thanks to Alai is Itumbi Alai JKL. Oh my, nyamai.